Hello, thanks for joining us on Divine Daily Prescription. The prescription for today is desire more grace. Desire more of God's grace. But may the God of all grace, rather, who called us to his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after you have suffered a while, perfect, establish, strengthen, and settle you. That's from 1 Peter 5, verse 10, Apostle Peter writing to the believers. The God of all grace, all kinds of grace, grace in every area of life, who has called us to his eternal glory. He's encouraging us as children of God. And, believers, then the word still works for us today. After you have suffered a while, that God will release grace for perfection, for establishment, and strength.
So God of all grace, we have grace in the marital. For example, Isaac. Isaac took a stroll.
And they brought a wife.
They brought a wife to him. Compare him to Jacob, who had to serve and struggle and work hard for 20 years, 14 years, 20 years, eventually, to get Rachel. So the God of all grace. So we have grace in the marital. We have grace in the spiritual. We have grace in the physical. Grace even in our health.
In our health.
Material grace. So he's a God of all grace. You can just list it. And that grace is in God. So our desire, our hunger should be to that God, to release more grace into our lives.
Sometimes we could go through a brief period of suffering, like the apostle writes here. Paul, here is Peter writing, says, after you have suffered for a while, Paul says, a light affliction for a brief moment, but God afterwards will perfect, is going to establish, strengthen, and settle you. He's the God of all grace. So we need to desire more of his grace, no matter where we are in life.
Maybe the reason many people suffered for more than a while is because they don't hunger, they don't desire.
More of his grace.
Tap into that grace. So we want you to desire more grace.
Thanks again for joining us. See you soon.